Today we are going to start talking about algebraic expressions and solving algebraic expressions. It's really easy. You guys have been doing it since kindergarten. You just didn't know that you were doing it. Okay? The other thing about it is with algebra, we're going to have to prove why things are the way that they are. Raise your hand if you can do this problem Can you do that problem?
Yes.
What is the answer? 7. Great, you're right. 7 goes in that box. That is true. However, with algebra, we have to prove it. We have to show that we know why it is 7. If you look at my board over there, step number 1, find out what is happening to the letter. Well, in this case, our letter is a box, okay? What is happening to this box? What is being done to it? 3 is being added to the box, right? What is the exact opposite of adding 3? Subtracting 3. Austin, I have a question for you. Let's say you came to school with $3 and a box. Okay? What would you be left with if I took your $3? Just the box, right? So if I took that box away from you, because you came to school with $3 and a box, I'm sorry, if I took the $3 away from you, you'd be left with a box. Watch this. Did I just take $3 away? What am I left with? A box. Now, because I told you an equal sign yesterday, I told you that an equal sign is the same as a teeter-totter or a balance, right? Whatever I do to one side of that equal sign, I have to do to the other. Can you stop sorting that out and start paying attention to what I'm doing, please? Thank you. Whatever you do to one side of that equal sign, you have to do to the other. So right here, this plus 3 minus 3 thing, that's step number 2. I did the exact opposite. I got the letter all by itself. Number 3, I have to do it to both sides. So I subtracted 3 to one side. I subtract 3 from the other. What is 10 minus 3? 7. Box equals 7. Did we say that's true? Yeah. Seriously, that is how easy algebra is. You have this problem. H plus 14 is 82. Well, like we talked about, we want to know what H is. To get H by itself, we first take away the 14, so we subtract 14 from H. Found out what was happening in the letter. The exact opposite is subtract 14, so we did that. The next step is to rebalance the scale. We have to add 14, or I'm sorry, subtract 14 to this side. We end up with 68. And this is, you're going to have problems that look like this. Please write this down on your whiteboard right now. Just that. That's all I want. What I am about to show you is exactly what I want done. So here's what I want. Somebody tell me, what's happening to X? Step number 1, find out what's happening to the letter. Tell me, what's happening to it? Everybody in here should be able to answer this question. What's happening to the letter, Brett? That's a subtraction symbol? No. What is this symbol? Adding what? Okay, so step number 1. We find out what's happening to the letter. We are adding 87. What is the exact opposite of adding 87? Which is step number 2. We've got to subtract it. How much? Yeah.
But the way you need to show your work is the way Mr. Eichmann is showing you how to do it right now. So let's follow Mr. Eichmann at this point.
Minus 87. So we do that. Again, Austin, you showed up at school today with an X and $87. I took $87 away from you and then went shopping. But what are you left with? You're left with X. X is left all by itself, all by its lonesome. We just did step number 2. Now, step number 3, we have to do that to both sides. We subtracted 87 from this side. We have to subtract 87 from this side. Now, let's do our math. This becomes a 4, this is a 12, this is a 5. Got to go 0 here and make that a 14, and that is 6. So X equals 65. Right here. See all of this? Every single one of your problems on your homework has to show me all of that. If you don't show me all of that, I'm not going to accept it as done. Now, I know a lot of you are going to look at this and go, oh, I can figure it out in my head. It's really easy. I can do it in my head. But let me tell you, next year, you're going to get to problems that you can't do in your head. And even later this year, you're going to get to problems you can't do in your head. I need you to show me the process. I need you to be able to show me that you know how this works, that you know how to do all 3 steps. Okay? So, on your own, on your whiteboard, I want you to do that problem. Look, a bunch of you were thrown by this. A bunch of you got confused because we got now the y is on the other side. I need eyes up here. You guys are all drawing. I need eyes up here. Right now, 18 is being added to y. The exact opposite of adding 18, minus 18. Okay? We have to get y all by itself. That's our goal. Get y by itself. So the way we get y all by itself is we do the opposite of what's happening to it. That's why we have step number 1, find out what's happening in the letter, and then step number 2, do the exact opposite to get the letter by itself. Once we've done that, 18 minus 18 is 0, so we're left with nothing on that side, except for the y, which was the goal. Step number 3, we had to do it to both sides. Minus 18 here. When we do that, we are left with 72 minus 18, which is 54. If you have this on your homework, it's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay? Let's try the next one, you guys, on your whiteboards. Isn't good. Okay. Okay. Now we've done this several times now. What is happening to the letter? Look. What is happening to the letter? It is being 43 is being added to it. Logan. 43 is being added to the letter. So I have to subtract 43 from the side with the letter. That goes away. We're left with U by itself. equals, whatever we do to one side, we have to do the other. Minus 43 here. We're left with 35. This, all of it, has to be on your homework. Okay? You're going to have problems that look like that. You are also going to have problems that look like this. We got Johnstown, Cooperstown, and Springfield are located in that order in a straight line along the highway. It's 12 miles from Johnstown to Cooperstown. It's 95 miles from Johnstown to Springfield. Find the distance D between Cooperstown and Springfield. I guarantee you that I'm going to have problems like this, and then you guys are going to come up to me because it's a lot of words. Okay? So what you need to do, you need to slow down and work it out step by step. One thing at a time. Johnstown, Cooperstown, and Springfield are located in that order in a straight line. Okay? Draw a straight line. We got Johnstown, we got Cooperstown, and we got Springfield. Don't go anywhere. Then it says it's 12 miles from Johnstown to Cooperstown. This is 12 here. And then it says from here to here is 95. Can we figure out what this is? How? All we end up doing is subtraction. Look at this. We have x plus 12 equals 95. Isn't that true? X plus 12 is that? We end up doing subtraction to figure it out. Your homework. Page 76 to 77, 8 to 42, even. Even.